With day two of SEC Media Days about to be underway, I want to talk about two of the three quarterbacks that were actually brought to SEC Media Days, and that's JT Daniels and Matt Corral, because they're two quarterbacks that have some differences, but also similarities. We put out a quarterback breakdown of both of these guys a few weeks ago, and we talked about the differences and kind of who you'd rather have as your quarterback. Then today, I want to talk about some of the similarities they have, because both of them have the ability to open up the offense. Yes, we only saw JT Daniels in 4 games last year, but we did see a difference in Georgia's offense. We saw the ability to open up the offense. And of course, last year, Matt Corral and Ole Miss, their offense was plenty open and led to a lot of big time plays. And so I want to take a few minutes and talk about the similarities and go over kind of three different things that each quarterback does well and why that leads to an open offense and how offenses can attack that and how they can grow from it, each of them. So before we dive into the film, because there's film of each, just 3 clips of each guy, but before we dive into that film, I want to encourage you to consider subscribing to our channel. I feel like any quarterback related content, anything to do with the quarterback position is fair game here. So we're going to dive into some film, and I want you to look at 3 main keys each guy does well. Is one, the ability to push the ball downfield. That's obvious, right? That, of course, will open up the field and open up the short to intermediate range. But also, 2, the anticipation throws, and 3, the ability to fit the ball into tight windows and tight spaces, especially over the middle of the field where things get congested. So there's a clip from each of those guys. So we have 6 total clips. We're going to watch these clips and kind of look at these examples, and then we'll see you back at the end of the video. So here's a great example of Matt Corral fitting a ball into a pretty tight space here. We're going to see just a deep dig here, man coverage, and then you'll see some backers get in the mix as well in zone. 1, 2, 3, hitch up, good throw, good coverage. Was able to fit it in the in tight space regardless. Let's look into a little more detail. So then we got man up here. And then we got zone, tight man, good throw, able to let the receiver go and get it. We'll watch this angle as well. Something Matt Corral does extremely well, one of the best in the country, is fitting balls into tight windows and tight spaces. Very accurate in that regard. Let's see here, we can move this along. Okay, here we go. Watch 1, 2, 3, hitch, gets up, good rhythm throw, good ball into tight space. So here's one of my favorite throws by Matt Corral. I think it shows a lot of things he does well as a quarterback. Notice the good anticipation throw and fitting the ball into extremely tight space, and he's on the run. But watch this good throw, pressure in the face. Let's watch it one more time, break it down just a bit more detail to see why it's one of my favorite throws. Comes out, gets set up. He knows he sees the space here, so anticipates the receiver coming this way and is able to fit the ball in before the safety breaks down. We're going to see how tight this throw actually was on the not behind the center, on the end zone view here. Good job by Corral setting up his feet, but it's the anticipating the receiver going to the space and then fitting the ball into that tight window. That's not a lot of room for error. 1, 2, and 3 is able to fit it right there. So here's Corral showing his deep ball ability, which of course he does so well. We'll see the receiver on the bottom of the screen. You could pick. There's so many different plays to pick from, but since I was breaking down the South Carolina game, we just figured to stay in there. Good ball throwing downfield. Something again he does well, but of course really helps open up the Ole Miss offense. The fact that you can hit these deep balls and do it semi-consistently allows those kind of short to intermediate passes happen more often. Good touch, let his receiver go get it. Big time play there. So here's a deep ball by Daniels. You'll see the bottom of the screen down here. 50 plus yards in the air. Throws it from about the 17, 18. I think the receiver catches it about the 25-ish or so. So just a chunk there, but it shows the ability to push the ball downfield, which is going to open up the space. And this is a clip I've seen some people break down. They've kind of criticized. You'll see his Daniels leg whip. So you'll see the right leg kind of come high, which as a quarterback, you don't want to do that. You can't fully rotate in the left leg, and you do limit some rotational power there. But I'm not too much of a stickler on it. It's gameplay going on, and I think it shows the ability to push the ball downfield. You can really see it here. Watch the right leg. But at the same time, the ball goes 50-ish plus yards downfield. There's pressure all around him. And so I think the fact that Daniels can do this maneuver in the pocket is just a good example of his ability to open up the Georgia offense. So here's a great read and anticipation throw by Daniels. We'll see the post here. Safety blitzes, stays in the pocket. A good ball there. So let's look at the guy he is reading here. I'll pause it here in a second. So strong safety or deep backer blitz, whatever you want to call him here. So he sees that this guy has to get over here in time. And so whenever Daniel sees that backer get here, that safety being so far deep, he knows he has a good anticipation throw from the pocket, good rhythm throw. I expect us to see Daniel push the ball downfield like this as well. So we're going to see him throw the ball downfield, right? There's several different ways. The deep ball, but then of course these type of balls over the middle, which Daniel is does a very good job of hitting balls over the middle and completing passes. So again, he's seeing the blitz come in. This backer has to get over. No way. Good anticipation throw. Before the receiver even crosses the backer, Daniels knows he's throwing the ball there. So here's a touchdown by Daniels. Very good job fitting the ball into tight space. We're going to see this post here. 1, 2, 3 to hitch. Ball comes out. Good read. Tight space right before the backer is able to get over there. Let's watch the behind the center angle. We can really tell here. No way the backer can get over there in time. It still is a tight window to fit it through. 1, 2, 3. Ball's out. He's fitting it right in here as the safety, or not the safety, the receivers come behind him. That's a good ball there. And notice, real quick, sorry, but notice that he does not have that right leg whip. So I'm not going to get into too many details. People argue about it all the time, but it's a good, quick rotational throw from the pocket. It's a strike, touchdown. So again, just a few clips from each guy, and we just stayed in one game for each quarterback. But if you would have gone to any of the games they played in last year, I think you would have found several of these type of throws. But just to kind of review the throws that we watched, we saw them push the ball downfield, so going deep, which really opens up throws. And then we, of course, saw the anticipation throw, which every quarterback needs because timing is everything at the quarterback position. And then we saw the ability to fit the ball into tight spaces, which accuracy is one thing, but it's having the confidence and the decisiveness as well. So I think both these guys are probably your top 2 quarterbacks heading into the 2021 season, and they're guys that we've talked about before in the past several times, and I wanted to bring them up again because they are at the media days today, the SEC media days today. Again, 2 of the only 3 quarterbacks I'll be talking, the third quarterback being Bo Nix from Auburn, and I think he is slated to go on Thursday, I believe, if you're interested in that. But it's going to be interesting to see what they have to say today. You might be watching this video after you've already watched them and kind of listened to them talk. But again, I think they're the top 2 quarterbacks heading into the SEC in 2021, and they do a lot of things well. So you'll see the offensive kind of scheme and strategy will evolve around these 2 guys. But that's all I have for today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. Like the video below. All the fun YouTube stuff. We'll see you next time on our next quarterback-related video.